to this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. I'm your host, Mr. Isaac Hayes, talking about life, talking about liberty, and talking about the pursuit of happiness, and showing you the world and audience, or whoever's listening, the way we're hearing now, you know, people from outer space, showing the world and everyone else in the galaxy that Cajuns do have intelligence. I'm gonna say this right here. Just talking about intelligent beings on other planets. You notice they, and look, people from the South, they see them, but if these beings are true, I haven't heard any of that. I haven't heard that much about them visiting Louisiana. Why? Because we see little green people. We say we don't know what it is, but cook the rice, we'll eat it anyway. Okay, I'm just saying, Louisiana people will eat anything. So when ET flies around and they're like, well, why don't you go to Louisiana? Them people in Louisiana are crazy. They'll put us in crab boil, something. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm thinking of that. But anyway, hope you're having a good one. Please remember to like and subscribe to the podcast. We're on a number of platforms, just to name a few: Spotify, Apple, Google. We are also on Rumble, and we're also on YouTube. And I've been seeing some good growth out of all the channels. And since we've been going to this one episode per day, and I've been doing TikToks. I've passed over 900 following, so we're close to getting to that 1,000 following mark. And I'm probably gonna try to start doing my podcast live on TikTok. We're gonna see what happens. And look, don't get me wrong, a couple of these days have been stressful and trying to get a podcast out, but we are chugging along. And look, I do this for you. I do this for y'all guys. I love y'all guys. I love to talk. I love educating people. And you make this show. And I want to thank you for doing that. All right. I'm gonna start the show by saying I don't get Senate Republicans. I don't. And look, not all of them, because you have some good Senate Republicans. You have Ted Cruz. You have Holly. You have a lot of these good Senate Republicans that are true conservatives. The name one out of two of my state, John Kennedy. John Kennedy is a great conservative, and he is a great leader in the Senate. But there is some Senate Republicans I look at and I scratch my head. Senator Bill Cassidy, the other senator of Louisiana, I just scratch my head. Because the reason I'm saying this is because these Senate Republicans, they go all over the nation, or they go on television, or they go to their local news outlets, and they scream that we are conservative. We want what's best for America. But their actions show differently. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm leading to, is that this new Senate bipartisan $1 billion or $118 billion border security and foreign aid package, the Sunday night it was released. And ladies and gentlemen, it is nothing like what the Republicans are saying. Now, thank goodness for true conservatives. And I have not been agreeing with Mike Johnson on a lot of stuff since he's got into the speakership. I know it's a hard job, but this one he's right on. He said, look, this is dead on arrival. He made a tweet and he said, I've seen enough. He wrote on X, this bill is even worse than we expected and won't come close to ending the border catastrophe the president has created. As the lead Democrat negotiator proclaimed, under this legislation, the border never closes. If this bill reaches the House, it will be dead on arrival, the speaker declared. Now, why is the speaker talking about this? Well, this whole package is Biden wants aid to Ukraine. Look, in the package, there's $60 billion for Ukraine, $14.1 billion for Israel. Now, let's stop right there for a second. 60 billion, and it's almost 75 billion for aid. So out of the 118, again, I like the other packages from the past, most of it's going to Ukraine. Look, don't get me wrong. I think Ukraine is somewhat of the good guy in this battle. Okay, Russia wants to be a bully, and Ukraine is stopping them. But you notice you're not hearing a lot about Ukraine advancing now because America basically has stopped funding Ukraine. Now, they're still getting money that was already appropriated to them and all this stuff, but this whole bill is based on Joe Biden getting more money to Ukraine. Now, Biden thinks, well, if I go ahead and push border security, I'm going to get my aid. I'm going to get the money. I'm going to go ahead and help Ukraine out. And of course, he met up with rhinos. That's the best way I can put them without sounding harsh. But, the Republicans that are really Democrats but run under the Republican name because they can't win no other way, teamed up with the Senate because he knows in the House he can't get away with it. Majority of Republicans are not going to let that fly. Most of the conservatives in the House of Representatives, they are most of the people they know are the Republicans. However, they know that they're more conservative. They're more on the line of us, the people. But if he goes to the Senate, he knew he could get a bill passed, or he can get a bill pushed through, which he did. He says, look, the legislation would bring $20 billion for border security. Now, this the numbers. I'm just looking at numbers, and I'm getting this from Fox News. $20 billion would go to border security to give the federal government temporary authority to expel migrants when the average numbers of daily crossing exceeds the threshold. Now, so I'm going to touch on this a little bit more, but just going back to the number, $20 billion is going to be set on the side in case it goes to a certain threshold. What is the threshold? Well, the whole legislation is that President Biden could close the border. Now, he already has the authority to do that, and we're going to dive into that in a little while. But they want President Biden to have authority to close the border only after 5,000 migrants pass average for 7 days. So let's go, they go 6 days and there's about 5,000 migrants passing through, and President Biden goes, by golly, I'm going to shut down the border tomorrow, and nobody crosses the border. Oh, well, it didn't exceed the 7 days. Start the timeline. That is in the bill. So all these Republicans, these Senate Republicans that are running around, this is going to close the border. This is going to close the border. It's not going to close the border. But this money's going to be put on the side, according to this article, if I'm reading it correctly. It's going to be put aside, and it's going to be put for border security if this number is passed. Now, Bill Cassidy and other Senate Republicans that co-authored this bill, they're going around saying it's going to close the border. This is going to close the border. It's going to close. No, it will not. There is the lead Democrat that was in the negotiations for this made a tweet and said the border will not close. Now, on other things that it goes ahead and brings out that the president can close the border. Now, now let's go back into some history right here. You can go ahead. You can come on in. You can go ahead, and if you remember back when President Donald Trump was in office, did Donald Trump close the border? I'm just asking you. I know you're an educated audience. Didn't Donald Trump shut down illegal immigration? If you remember, under the Trump administration, immigration was brought down low. Do you know when the numbers started going up? When President Biden took office. President Biden took office and signed some executive orders, and all of a sudden the border was open. But President Biden is running around. We need to get this bill passed. We need to get this bill passed because I can't do no more at the border. Yes, you can. I made a whole episode about this the other day where I said Biden can do stuff at the border. He chooses not to. He don't want to. But he wants to go on television and blame the Republican Party. Y'all need to pass this bill. If y'all don't want to pass this bill, y'all really don't care about border security. Yes, we do. The president can close the border. He can put an emergency order out there and the border's closed. But you see, the world wouldn't like Joe Biden. And I mentioned this the other day. I saw a video where there was a news reporter that followed the migrant trails or the migrant path that they come on to get here. And when asking everyone that was on the train or on the trail, hey, who do you like, President Biden? And they're like, yeah, President Biden, yeah, we like him. He opened the border and we can come across. And when well, what about Trump? Oh, we don't like Trump. See, if Biden does what he's supposed to do and protect the border, people won't like him. And you see, Biden is not liked among the American people, so he has to get his numbers up by immigrants. Biden can close the border. But you hear the Democrats, you hear all of them running, oh, we need to pass this bill to stop the debt. We need to stop the immigrant. They started it. But you see, they're trying to use this against the Republicans. Just follow me here for a second. The Democrat Party, you hear it all the time right now. Well, if the Republicans in the House don't pass this, it is because this is their fault. What happened the last 4 years? Now, also, this sets up Biden as one article, I believe, of the Daily Wire wrote. This helps Biden. Because, see, if Biden can, and this is all in the bill, and look, if you don't believe me, go read it. I didn't read it personally, but I heard someone that read it. And they told us what was in the bill, and they read line for line what was in the bill. There's a provision in this bill that all the stupid Senate Republicans that are online with that wants this to pass, that says it's going to close the border and it gives President Biden all the power in the world to do so. There's a provision in there that the president of the United States don't even have to follow the law. So why are you pushing this in? Because see, Biden, if Biden needs his numbers to go up, he can close the border a little while. People, yay, Biden is doing something. And they forget about the whole 3 other years that he was in office, that he made this whole thing a fiasco. But he closed the border for a couple of months. Yay, he closed the border. Let's vote for Biden again. So he keep on doing it. And then after the election, I don't want to do it no more. It will make Biden look good. And look, Democrats do this. And see, this is why Biden wants this so badly, because, see, when he was pushing money to Ukraine, people, yay, Ukraine, yay, Biden is helping Ukraine. Now the money's not there. It's not making him look good. The border's wide open. He can quote good job numbers all he wants. Like I said, how many of that is a person that has 2 jobs? You have to ask these questions, and the media isn't. So us lonely podcasters have to do it. This whole bill is just, as Mike Johnson said, is worse than we ever thought it would be. And like I said, look, I know we can dissect it, and I've done that a little bit, but like I said, what is going on with Senate Republicans? There's Senate Republicans pushing this nonsense, all because they want something done. We need something done at the border. Yeah, but you don't want to hurry up and do nothing. Hey, we got to do something at the border. Let's just hurry up and do something. Let's put a Band-Aid over an open wound. No, let's do it right. Let's do this right. Let's fix the border once and for all. Now, on this bill, there's a lot of people that are going to listen to this and say, well, Isaac, you're conservative. That's why you're saying it's not going to work. It's not. Okay, no, and you on the left, well, you got to give Biden a chance. Well, point I heard today, and I thought it was a pretty good point. Biden spent 3 years not doing nothing at the border. What makes you think that him getting a piece of legislation and him promising he's going to do something, will he do it? Because see, look, that's another point on this. Democrats are famous for doing this to Republicans. And you know what? Republicans are so spineless, they don't get it. Us conservatives, we get it and we see it and we're like, man, y'all need to stand up. Democrats will tell Republicans, and they do this, they have done this for years. Hey, you know, if you go ahead and give us what we want, Ukraine spending, we're going to give you the aid to Israel, but also we give you border security. But you first have to give us what we want, then we're going to give you what you want. And Republicans, I hate to say it, he's one of my senators, and Bill Cassidy, oh, okay, here's the money, or here's what you want. And when they say, well, we want what we want now, and the Democrats like, what? Did we say this? Did we go ahead and make that promise? Oh, we got what we want. And guess what? Republicans fall for it all the time. And look, like I said, Rush Limbaugh always comes back to me when I talk about this. Republicans don't know how to fight and they don't know how to lead. See, if a Republican would say, hey, you give us what we want first and then we'll give you what you want, a Republican's going to do it. They're going to give the Democrats their end of the bargain. Democrats, they're liars and cheaters. They won't. And that's what this bill is. Hey, give us Ukraine aid. Give us the Israel package. Do this for migrants, and we can take asylum and all that. You give us all that, then we'll close the border for you. And you know what? Dumb Republicans like Bill Cassidy and others that are Senate Democrats that are under the name of Republican, they're going to go ahead and say, yeah, have it. Now we want what we want. No. We made a provision in there for Biden. If Biden don't want to do it, he don't have to do it. This whole package, this whole deal is wrong. And look, I commend the House Republicans, because the House Republicans are saying it's dead on arrival. We're not even voting this in. And what's funny is, and this is going to be my last point, think about Chuck Schumer and Mitch McConnell. They're running around, oh, it's not fair. It's not fair that the Republicans in the House don't want to bring it up. But there's a bill that's sitting on their desk. It's the immigration bill. And the House Republicans passed it with flying colors. Do you know what the Democrats are doing? They're sitting on it. It's dead on arrival. We're not even going to pass it. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, apparently. Chuck Schumer should not go in front of a camera and say, this is wrong. They're not bringing this up. Well, bring up H.R. 2. The immigration bill that the Republicans wanted. Oh, no, that's too extremist. Well, this is too weak. And Mike Johnson needs to stand his ground and say we're not passing this bill. And I'm glad he's saying it's dead on arrival. Because look, if they would give this to them, I don't even know why we voted 2 years ago to give the Republicans the House of Representatives. And I commend Mike Johnson. I commend the House Republicans. And I know I didn't go into that much detail of this bill, but what I think just the flat surface shows this is a bad bill for America. We need to close the border. And I'm just going to remind you, we have 9 months to the presidential election. Let's get the right person in there. And it's not Nikki Haley. His initials are DJT. Donald John Trump. At least he proved he can close the border. This president don't know what he's doing. But he wants more power to do what he's doing. It's sad. With that being said, that's going to wrap up this episode of the Cajun Conservative Show. Please remember to like and subscribe again. Thanks to our affiliate marketers, Give-A-Derm, the best dermatology company out there. I should know. I use them. And go ahead and check out HairClub. You know, hair loss is a big problem in America. But you don't have to worry about it because you got HairClub. You can reach out to HairClub at the link in the description. Use the promo code on both websites, BGS Media 10. You get discounts and special offers. Until next time, be blessed, be encouraged. Remember, Jesus Christ is King. He's coming back, and he's coming back soon. So don't be faint of heart. Jesus has overcome the world. If you want to know Jesus, your Lord and Savior, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to make Jesus your Savior and heaven your home. Until next time, be blessed. You have a good one.